Womp, womp, womp. Fickle! They're fickle!
Yo, what's poppin'? All my peeps, it is I, your host with the most, Renaissance man, who always thinks he can, and your champion of the peeps, Patty Pitts, back once again in the yard streams for another edition of the Raw Rewind, part of Pitts and Sara's wrestling show, where we take no nights off. And it's not just me, Patty P. I'm joined, as always, by the best of the West. You can't forget about Sara Marshall. What's popping, girl?
Hey, yo.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey there.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm just fine.
Just
I'm dandy.
fine.
I
Dandy?
am dandy. Yeah.
I see that we got the Ring General on our
Yeah.
shirt today, repping him.
Yeah. Yeah. I miss him.
Low key do too. Low key do too. Like
Yeah.
I'm with you. All right. So, but we have it's a new era.
No.
New era. Okay.
Notice how we haven't heard anything about like his surgery or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I want to know what's going on. Did he have surgery? Was it successful? What's happening?
I'm gonna go under the impression that Gunther is a very private person.
Oh yeah, but still,
And that,
you know, the nosy people like me, they want to know. I just want to know if my guy's all right.
I think about that a lot now in wrestling, that with a lot of talent, you know, the updates are pretty consistent with, you know, the timeline of their injury. You know, if they had the surgery, they're doing physical therapy and all this. Like, I mean, look at the Liv Morgan stuff. We at least got one or two updates, at least that I've seen, where you have Gunther and you have years ago where you were just using your imagination for the most part for when they're going to return, and your quasi knowledge of the medical field because of your experience with it. You know, this would feel like. So to me, I like that about Gunther, and that's just like that to me gets me more excited for his eventual return than it does other people, because the fact that we don't have that surprise factor as much as we did before.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel ya. I get it.
Ophelia, you've been on the. I don't know the words, but anyways, Raw was last night. It actually wasn't, Sarah.
It was yesterday afternoon.
It was yesterday afternoon.
Or yesterday morning, if you were here.
Yeah. What, 11?
Uh-huh.
What do you think of that? How do you feel about that?
I don't hate it. I just think like it's confusing, you know, because then last night I was like, oh, I feel like I'm missing Raw, you know, like I was like, oh God, did I miss it? Or why am I not watching it? Like my day just gets kind of like messed up, because I feel like I know how my Mondays go, you know, and so when they like are, oh yeah, by the way, Raw's gonna be on 6 hours earlier, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's fine though.
It threw a loop for me. And I don't, it's one of those things that throw you through a loop, but it's a good surprise or a good change of things. Because it was nice to watch Raw, and I was so thrown off with the time, like trying to time it, like, oh, it's gonna be like, it didn't matter. I was so invested in the show that I was not consistently looking on how are they doing on time.
Well, and I think also like we in the US have it at such a good time to watch Raw every week. Like it could be way worse. We could be in Europe where it's on at like 1 a.m. or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's like it's really hard for me to complain that it's on earlier. You know? Okay, well for everybody outside the US, it's on like at a normal time now. So that's good for them, I guess.
No, they earned it. I mean, hear that crowd in Paris? Like those motherfuckers earned it.
Yeah, for sure.
What's this? Okay. And the crowd was so like that crowd. I want to be part of a crowd like that. So bad.
Yeah.
They just don't stop. And not just Raw last night, but I'm going to include Clash in this conversation as well. They just don't stop chanting. And it's not the what type of chants. They're engaging that gets you more into the match and invested into it. Like the songs that they're singing, like it's so like inviting. You want to be part of it and party with them, be like, ah, da, 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 da. Like I don't know what the fuck they're saying when they do the 2 count.
I think they're counting.
Blue. Like, is that mean that it's only 2?
I have no idea.
See, this is where I need to be informed because it's so awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it was a good few days of wrestling.
It was great. It was great. Let's hear from the peeps and see if they agreed with us. Hey, Pat and Sarah, hope we get AJ Lee, maybe Rhea Ripley or Bailey, but I hope for AJ Lee. Yeah, that's going to be definitely hot topic today on the show. And I saw that, Nathaniel. Good shit. Caesar, season's starting soon. We got Patriots, then Celtics, but God, Boston sports getting. We got good Red Sox. Got a playoff looking fall for us. We have the Patriots starting up with hope. And then you have the Celtics, even though with no Tatum, which is going to suck, but we still have the Celtics. They'll still be a playoff team. It's good shit. Sophia got a CM Punk and Jey Uso shirt. Was that a hot topic? Because I feel like that's the only place you can get WWE apparel now. I would go there again, but I haven't seen anything. What's good, David? Hey, yo, to the bad guy. The bad guy is about to make his main event debut on Marshall's Monday Night Raw. You like that?
Right. That's
you
right.
like that? That's a little ring to it. But before we get to that, Sarah, you're gonna face Stacy Keibler. Okay. Okay. What are we predicting? How many stars?
3.
All right. Well, let's hope and pray for 3 stars. We'll let you know after that match is done. And you can thank the nonsense execs for that plug. Bang, we got AJ Lee back. Maybe. It's all alleged. Okay. Technically. Yeah, you did miss us, but it's damn right we hold down the fort. That's what we do. W, Dickie, W, put a W in the middle there. Dom needs to happen. It needs to happen. I'm not even kidding. I am so excited to watch that match. I'm so excited to watch that match between him and Vikingo. What's up, Bernard? Sarah, Bernard and I are back in the Madden League this year. I got the Dolphins as my team.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it's not Mike McCarthy who's coaching. I made my own guy.
That's not That's not who coaches it anyway.
Mike McDaniel, sorry. It's not him. My guy's Rocky McFish. That's who I take over.
Good to know.
Do you like my creativity at least? Can you give me some pointers there?
Yes, that's good.
Yeah, there you go. Give me some credit there. They're really loading the ESPN show WrestlePalooza. Yeah. Yes, they are. As they should. Seriously, as they should. Yeah, I know it was sad that we did not get Stephanie Io at Clash. However, it seems like there's a reason why it didn't happen.
I don't think there's a reason, but they were like, might as well 100%. Just hold off now.
WrestlePalooza, that's why.
I know, but I still think it's stupid.
Oh, Bernard. Oh, we're in the same division again?
That's so gross.
Oh, let's go, baby. Division rivals. Coming for that ass. Coming for that ass. But before I kick Bernard's ass,
That's what she said.
relax. Before I kick Bernard's ass in Madden, Sarah, we have to talk about what happened in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
Some crazy shit went down in Paris.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna let you take over the reins here, but my one final ramble here is that I believe that this may be one of the better stories on like this, the Kabuki Warriors and Io Sky. This whole story is one of the best stories going right now on WWE programming.
What's crazy is how they're finally putting in some effort to the Raw women's division, because for a long time it was like if you weren't Liv Morgan, Dominic Mysterio, or Rhea Ripley, there was nothing for you for the women's division, and everything surrounded that love triangle or whatever. And now it's like they're giving Io so much more screen time now that she's not champion. And it's like, where was this when she was actually holding the title? Like, why didn't she have this kind of story going on? Because people wanted to see her versus Asuka in the wasn't it in the Queen of the Ring? People were hoping that was going to be the finals.
Yeah, we were.
So that would have been like a great story to have done when she was champion, but they didn't. So instead, something is brewing still between Asuka and Io. And Kyrie appears to be in the middle. Also, Rhea is in the middle. Nikki Bella got in the middle. It's like anybody that is not Asuka and Kyrie talking to Io, Asuka's mad. So it's interesting because I think that Asuka needs something like this, because like as much as I love Asuka, no matter what kind of character that she's portraying at the time, I do think this makes her a lot more interesting. I feel like when she's a heel, she's a little bit more interesting. And having Kyrie be in the middle instead of just automatically siding with Asuka, I think is a little, I don't know, that's more.
There's more layers to it. Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's like, especially when we look at like the damage control history between, you know, in all of this, and now Io is getting a title match. It's like, okay, is this going to play a role in that too? Like, what's going to happen if she wins? What's Asuka gonna do then? It's like, I don't know. It's one of the storylines that is actually making you want to see what's going to happen next, and that hasn't been a thing with the women's division for a while. So,
well, I like that they're speaking in their native tongue.
Yeah,
I feel like that's adding such a more personal element to it, where before you would tune out because it would have never happened under the old regime. You would have had them for some broken English phrase that just doesn't hit as much. You know what I mean? And with this, it feels like, you know, you're invested because of what's going on.
Yeah. So it's definitely something that I feel like this is something that we want to see from the SmackDown group, because everybody, especially after the SmackDown last week, so many people are talking about how the SmackDown women's division is just a mess. I did see
that too.
It's so fascinating to me how they switch sides, because we were like, I think we talked about this last week, but we were saying how SmackDown was so packed with talent, the women's division, and how Raw, it was like, okay, yes, Stephanie is going to go to Raw. You knew that they were going to split Julia, but they're probably going to move Julia over there. It's like, and Rhea is coming back. It's like they might not be okay with Liv gone. It's like they're completely fine with Liv gone. You know, like obviously there's a hole because we love Liv, but the SmackDown women's division is definitely suffering since they got rid of Asuka, since they got rid of Kyrie, since they got rid of Bayley, since Bianca's been missing. Like, it's actually fascinating to see how things have developed and how things are so opposite now, because it was like that's not what it looked like. I mean, we were talking about how we needed the draft because they were going to need to split the women. It's like, no, now you're going to have to take women from Raw and move them to SmackDown, or at the very least, can you put some sort of effort into the storylines on SmackDown because Jade is now the number 1 contender because she pinned Nia in a tag team match. Like, what are we talking about? Like, it's just, I don't know, not interesting, but we'll have to see what ends up happening there, because the women's title on SmackDown has become a hot topic too, because people are kind of over Tiffany.
Yeah,
which I don't know.
Into it.
People are fickle. Okay, that's why I'm like, I don't like to put too much thought into it, because I feel people are just fickle, as I said.
Fickle. They're fickle.
1,000%. That's basically how I would describe even Roman Reigns fans. I would describe them as fickle.
And Sara.
Huh?
It's everyone's fickle.
Maybe
not you, but by the way, 2.5 stars you got.
I was close.
You were close, but you won, so
good. So since we were talking about the crowd, I wanted to make sure that we shouted out one of my all-time favorites, because Finn Balor got a very, I would say, unexpected reception from France, simply because he's a bad guy. He's in Judgment Day, and I guess there's a section of fans that are over it, and they don't want to remember how good Finn and the Judgment Day are. But France was loving them some Finn Balor. And I was so into it. I was like, you know what? This is the kind of thing that we need. Okay. This is the kind of love that Finn Balor deserves. And he keeps tricking us with his entrance. Did you see that again?
Kind of. How?
When he goes down and he like hits his legs, and that's usually when he would come up and
yeah.
He did it again, and I was like, little.
Oh no, he did. I got really annoyed. Because I was
stopped. Yeah.
And you just flash the abs. I'm like, yeah, dude, I get it. You have like an 8-pack, all right?
Yeah.
A hot bod. We fucking get it, man.
But one thing that I kind of wanted to talk about, which is like, I guess it's related but unrelated, because I think I sent it to you on TikTok, that somebody on TikTok had said that if Finn had never gotten injured in the Universal Championship match and had to relinquish the title, they said their hot take is that he would have been like Cody Rhodes before Cody Rhodes became Cody Rhodes in WWE. And I find that fascinating, because I really do think there is a chance that he could have been that, because maybe not to the same level, but there was a time where Vince was shockingly pushing Finn. Like, even though I don't agree with everything that he did, because I don't know if you remember, but after Finn, when Finn got injured that time in the Universal Championship match, Vince had him return at a house show.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember. Yeah.
We brought up on here before.
Yeah, but he's had like special entrances at Mania. He's had, the Demon was a thing. Like, he was definitely getting pushed into trying to push him into the main event scene, which
it just wasn't it.
Well, because it was one of those things where it's like Vince gave him everything and then took it from him. It was like there was no real reason for it, because I mean, if we're talking about the look, Finn has the look.
Has it all.
If we're talking about the skill, he's got the skill. Not the strongest on the mic when he's a baby face, which a lot of people are not. But he was a heel like his entire career outside of WWE.
He was in he led the Bullet Club, one of New Japan's greatest heel factions of all time.
Yeah.
Sarah, do you remember when they first called him up to be in that Universal Championship tournament match, whatever?
What about it?
They called him up.
Oh, yeah.
And his first night was a pin over somebody important in the first match, and then Roman Reigns in the second one.
I know. And so that's the thing, is like,
and then he won the match.
I know. And the thing and this is the thing too, if we want to say, because it kind of felt like the winning the Universal Championship was almost like the downfall for him. But let's be real, right? When we're talking about some of the best matches throughout WWE history, we're talking about some of, the biggest names possible, and how many of them got injured and kept going in that match. Finn did that too. Finn got fucked up in like the first 3 to 5 minutes of the match. And if you watch it back, you would almost have no idea how messed up his shoulder was if you hadn't been told,
Yeah.
And it's like the fact that he popped his arm back into socket like 3 times during the match
because his parents were there.
Yeah,
He's
it's
going
just
over.
like it's crazy. So I'm like, there's really no reason for him to have given up on him, but I don't know. I'm still waiting for that alleged push that they're going to give him this year. I don't know if it's going to happen, but
who was the one who reported that?
I don't remember. But I will say they're definitely teasing something still with him and Dom because there's tension there, and Finn is fucking hilarious. His facial expressions so funny. They just crack me up. So clearly something's going to happen there. And it's hard to say who's going to be the babyface because I think for a really long time it was like, oh, it's going to be Dom. They're going to go with Dom as the babyface. But recently it looks like it might be Finn, which I find fascinating.
Really? Oh, no. Yes. I take that back. I tell
that Dom is being like standoffish.
Yeah.
Like not helping his boys. You know what I mean? And so that's why I'm like,
to keep his title.
Are we flipping it? What are we doing here?
I don't know. I'm ready for it though.
I see the chat. Bad guy definitely thinks the injury was his downfall. Yeah, I mean, he did him dirty by having him return at a house show. That was fucked. I was so pissed. I was so mad. I was like, why the fuck would you do that, bro? Why would you do that?
It's old heads. I forgot about old heads.
I forgot he dropped it to Theory. Yeah, yes, and then
the future.
Yeah, he decided that was his guy. So, but in that match, I hate when we have this on the screen, but I kind of like having this on the screen, but I hate how it covers our name.
No, yeah. It is what it is.
Okay. Anyway, so Finn was against Dragon Lee and he did beat Dragon Lee. However, we wanted to make sure that we shouted out Dragon Lee because dude consistently puts on banger matches. First of all, looking hella good. Okay, looking hella good. And then he's just been killing it. Like he's been getting more opportunities recently to have matches on Raw. Even had a match at Triple Mania, as we know. And it's like I hate using this phrase, but it's like he understands the assignment, but he like goes above and beyond. Like he does the extra credit on extra credit on extra credit because he's like, okay, if I'm not gonna have another match on TV for like another 3 months or something, I'm gonna make sure that you remember this match tonight, and I'm gonna do everything I possibly can to like steal the show. He did that. You knew that it was gonna be good because it's Dragon Lee and Finn Balor. Hello, you knew it was gonna be a banger. And he just proved again that he should be getting more time on TV. They should be putting him in the Intercontinental title picture. They should be doing something with him. Like, there's no reason for him to be sitting in the back or being relegated to just LWO tag matches that pop up randomly.
I think we could potentially see a Dragon Lee Dom feud for the IC title if Dom becomes double champ.
It just depends, I think, with what they want to do with AJ. You know?
Yeah, to me, I have a feeling that AJ is more of just a challenger for Dom. I don't see AJ winning the IC title. I think that stage of his career is over.
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say because I feel like I don't know how long they'll want Dom as a double champ. Because there was all that talk about how they wanted him to be like a face of AAA. And if they're going to want to do that, that's taking him away from being a real active representative of the Intercontinental Championship, you know? And it's like, that's not fair for all of the talent that should be going after that. But I assume that he's probably just going to drop the IC title sooner rather than later. We might see him have both belts for like a couple weeks and then he'll drop the title, which, I mean, this is my theory, right? I would love for AJ to beat him or Cena to beat Dom, okay, to become a Grand Slam champion, and then he drops it to AJ. I would love for that to happen.
I heard that. Really? I've heard that. I've heard that somewhere.
Oh, I came up with it on my own. That's why I was like, oh, I don't. But
no, I heard someone say it. It was one of the like either CVV asking questions or Sam Roberts.
Yeah, I would love that because I mean the thing is Cena becoming a Grand Slam champion, I think, is becoming a conversation because he just name dropped like Dom and AJ as people that he wishes that he could face before he retires. And so people are talking about it again. They're like, oh yeah, that's right. He's never been Intercontinental champion. Which, if you think about that, that's actually wild that he was just like
I don't even think he's ever challenged for it.
I don't think so either. I don't remember. But,
I can't remember him being in a match as a challenger, even if there was a fault, like a DQ finish or something.
Yeah.
I don't even remember any of that.
I don't either. So I'm like, okay, well, this would be the chance for them to do it, because people want to see that. We do have to deal with the Brock match, but I don't think him dropping it to Dom is a bad idea, and I don't think Dom dropping it to Cena is a bad idea, and I don't think Cena dropping it to AJ is a bad idea. I think that's fine. I think that we, of course, just run into the issue of like, are they willing to have Cena on Raw? Or can he be on Raw? Or can that Raw talent go to SmackDown so that they can be, you know what I mean? It just depends on what Cena's agreed to for his final dates. I don't know if he's like signed on to do SmackDown only, because if that's the case, then we're not seeing this happen. But I don't think he needs to be a Grand Slam champion. You know what I mean? Like, no one's gonna sit there and be like, "Oh, Cena never was a Grand Slam champion. That motherfucker sucks." Like, no one's gonna say that.
No one's saying that, dude.
So it's like, it doesn't have to happen. It would just be nice as a fan to see him like wrestle Dom, because it's like, wow, or him revisit that feud with AJ. That would be cool. But it's not like the end of the world if it doesn't happen.
It would be a nice cherry on top of his career.
Yeah. Exactly. But they might not care because they're like, hey, we gave you 17. Like, that's bigger, but
it's bigger and more important.
Yeah. So this was just kind of like a random little segment in the back, but I still think it was important to talk about, because I think that they had a pretty solid match, other than those two, I would say, the big instances that everybody is talking about online, of, I'm going to call it miscommunication, because I think too many people are taking sides in the botch and then the announcer table spot. There are too many people that are saying it's all Becky, and too many people saying that it's all Nikki. I think it was just miscommunication. But Nikki was in the back and she was talking to EO, and EO said something about like, oh, you go, go and get Becky.
Yeah, it was a one-off.
Yeah. But I think it's interesting because other than that moment, nothing was said about Nikki and Becky. So I kind of wonder, are we going to see that continue? Because some people could make the argument that the way that Becky won, which was, what are they calling it now? What's that, like?
They
named it something. That might be a way to be like, oh, they left the door open for like another match. But I don't know. I wouldn't be mad if they didn't, but I just don't know where Nikki goes from here if she doesn't continue something with Becky. Like, what other beef is she going to address? Because there's nothing there.
Yeah, exactly. I can't see this going more than maybe one more on like a Raw, but that's it.
Well, and it looks like they've already have Becky doing something else. So Nikki's going to be forced to go somewhere. And I don't know what she's going to do.
Like, if she's gonna work with other talent, sure, fine, and make Becky like the goal to reach, but don't throw this right away, especially with what we're going to talk about in our own main event. Like, it just is. It don't go down that line of thinking. You know what I mean?
So the bad guy says, I still say they should bring back Brie back as well and let the Bella Twins have a run. With a lack of teams. Who are the women's tag champions right now? Is it still Judgment Day?
No, it's Alexa.
Oh, that's right. It's Alexa. Yeah, it's because I forget. I don't watch SmackDown every week, so I forget. I mean, they could do that. I just don't know if they're not going to drop the titles to the Bellas, though. Not Nikki, or I'm sorry, not Alexa and Charlotte. David also says that Cena's supposed to be on Raw for September 15th, so clearly they're not completely against having him on Raw. But again, it depends. Like, I'm assuming he's agreed to certain dates like months in advance, unless he's like leaving those dates open. I have no idea. But we'll have to see. I'm assuming he'll be on Raw in 2 weeks, because that Brock agreed to go on Raw. I have a hard time believing that Brock will agree to go to SmackDown.
I think he is going to work SmackDown.
Is he? Brock?
Yeah. Adam Pearce or Nick Aldis had that comment about Brock before Logan hit him with the titanium hand.
Got it. So Pat can be the Bella's manager. Go for it, Pat.
I would. With honor. With honor.
We saw Penta on Raw in the most random tag match that you can ever think of, which was the New Day plus Big G versus the War Raiders and Penta. Fine, whatever. But this just makes me like, okay, this is like Richard being like he's on side quests. That's what it feels like. But
Brock?
I want no Penta.
He's on side quests. That's fine.
I just want to see them have a clearer direction with him sooner rather than later because he is too big of a star for them to be having him do this kind of stuff.
Oh, I agree that he is a star, like too big of a star. The presentation alone is already better than anything that he has had before in AEW or whatnot.
Except, did they really get rid of the spinning fire? Because somebody said that.
No, location. Okay. It was just location. Let's not go crazy here.
I just saw someone say it, and I was like, I don't think I noticed it right away. So I was like, did I miss it? Or
no, you missed it. I saw it too, and I looked back in the LED screen. Mm-hmm. It's much easier to just do an LED spin for the camera shot than do it. You know what I mean? Like, it was a 2-show.
Yeah.
Not the end of the world.
I will say, I'll get to that in a second, actually. But, you know, to a certain extent, it's kind of like, do I really care that Penta doesn't have a clear direction right now? No, because he's so good and so entertaining. As long as I get to see him on TV, I don't necessarily care. However, I do hate that he was on this trajectory to the Intercontinental Championship for, you know, at WrestleMania, and it's just gone downhill since then. So I just want to see what they're going to do after that. Maybe he could be the next IC champion. Maybe he can take the title off of Dom. Maybe we revisit that or something. I don't know. Because then at least we would see Penta on TV every week, and there are heels that he can go after as well. But I was going to say, I saw people mentioning it in the chat, and I wanted to mention it too. I think, and you talked about it as well, I think on Twitter. I want to see more sets like they did for this, because I'm sorry. Like, I know that whatever they did for Clash in Paris wasn't over the top or anything.
No,
but the Eiffel Tower was incredible. Yeah. The way they had it change colors, the way that they would have like everything black but that. It's like it's people were talking about how the sets need to be better. And it's like, do you not see how like you didn't have to put in that much effort? Like, it doesn't need to be a WrestleMania type of set every single week or every single PLE, but as something as simple as that was incredible.
Yeah, we need some sort of personality with the show. I'm not saying go back to the old days of, you know, crazy sets of Armageddon when, you know, that crazy wall, the backlash swinging things. Like, you don't need to go that over the top.
Yeah.
But something that makes it known where you are, and two, a little bit of pizzazz. We're in show business, people. Yeah. All right. Well, use the LED screens to your advantage.
Well, and I also think if you're going to have PLEs or PLE-like shows, like 3 weeks from each other, like all the time, can you have some sort of something that differentiates it from the show we just saw 3 weeks ago? Like, there's nothing special about it just being a recycled Raw or SmackDown set. Like, there's nothing, like, that's the only reason why maybe even Saturday Night's Main Event is a little bit more interesting, because at least it's like, oh, you get that old school vibe with it. But other than that, it's like, it doesn't take that much effort. We literally got excited over an Eiffel Tower. Like, you could do something that makes it interesting by only doing something like that, you know?
Yeah.
We have seen Dom and Penta twice, Richard.
When that was Dom's first feud.
Yeah. And Calvin says, all I have to say is, can Theory come back soon, please, and beat the hell out of Waller? Did you hear what he said about Theory on the recap? I did not. What did he say? From what we know, Theory is injured, so that's why he hasn't been around. Same thing with my boy's Pretty Deadly. So I understand your pain, Calvin. Anyway, so we were supposed to, at least what it seemed like, we were supposed to have a match or hear some sort of announcement, whatever, regarding the women's world title, since it was vacated by Naomi because she's having a baby. And Stephanie Vacchiera is still like, hey, I was supposed to have a match at Clash in Paris. I didn't get it. You said that you were going to tell me this week, whatever. They did exactly what I said that they should do. And that was when they announced that Stephanie Vaquer will take on Io Sky at WrestlePalooza, and whoever wins that match will become the next Women's World Champion. So I don't particularly love it, simply because I really wanted to see Stephanie still get that match that she was promised. And in Paris, I was really wanting to see that for her. But I do think that, if this is what's going to happen, then this is still pretty good, because they're probably going to be the main women's match on this show, and they're going to absolutely kill it. We've seen it already, and there are 2 matches that they had that ended in DQs. And so I think they're going to, I'm excited. This could be like a potential match of the year candidate.
Are we going to see a definitive winner?
I think you have to.
I mean, you have to. No. I mean, I'm alluding to the fact that we have not seen a definitive winner in their first 2 matches against one another. This is the 3rd match of their trilogy. There must be a winner.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no side. I am sitting in the middle of that fence. I'm ready for this match more than anything.
And I mean, if we have any, it's kind of tricky, because I really feel like there's an argument to be made about either one of them winning. Even though Stephanie's been off TV, so you could kind of be like, she doesn't need it. But like, I definitely think that they've hinted at Asuka getting involved with Io, and maybe Asuka is the reason why Stephanie wins. I don't know that I want that, though, because I feel like that kind of taints Stephanie's win. So it's like, I'm not sure how I want this to go down. Like, if Io's going to lose, I get why you don't want her to lose clean, but you also don't necessarily want Stephanie to win not clean. You know what I mean? Like, It's kind of a tricky thing that I don't know how they're going to approach it. I mean, based on storyline, it feels like there's definitely more there for Io to win, but also Io doesn't have to win to have a storyline. Like,
no,
clearly there's a bunch going on with her. So I'm hoping that, like, over the next, what is it WrestlePalooza is it next weekend?
September 20th. No.
Okay,
no.
so we have two Raws
2
left.
weeks. 2 Raws.
I want to see Stephanie on there. I want to see Stephanie have segments. I want to see her. I want to see if they can kind of give us any sort of hint at maybe she's winning, maybe she's not winning. I need something, because she's been off TV for too long, and they can't just keep doing stuff with Io and then making us think, or like for then wanting us to believe that Stephanie has a chance. Yeah. I know, Richard. Io ain't losing clean. Stephanie winning unclean can help build the title program. I mean, I suppose. I just think it's like one of those things that it's like weird for somebody to become a first-time champion that you want to be like a superstar, and she doesn't win clean. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's a tricky thing.
It is. But that's WWE.
But I think that I guess the argument to support an interference happening is I think that both of these girls are over enough that no one's gonna give a fuck if Stephanie wins like that.
I don't.
Yeah.
One right here. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like,
so
I just want her to win.
Fine. Yeah, and I mean that then could also guarantee us another match between the 2 of them, and so I can't get mad about that. I did see Fernando asked if we had talked about it, and we didn't. It totally slipped my mind. But how do you feel about AJ losing to Dom? Like, I know that we were saying, okay, 2-belt Dom. Like, that's what a lot of people have wanted. But I know Twitter kind of exploded with AJ losing. I don't know if it was because, this was what was this match with Dom, or the story's been going on for a long time. And then, of course, that crowd. Yeah.
I think it's only 2, though. I only think they fought twice.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because he's interfered. He flew to Mexico to interfere and whatever.
He's an all-time hater. He flew to Australia to get involved with LA Knight. Like, we know this man's an all-time hater.
Incredible. So are you? This is a thing that I think is kind of odd, because I'm with you where I've been wanting to see two-belt Dom, but I understand at the same time why some people are going to be frustrated that AJ lost, especially in the way that he lost, because El Grande Americano got involved. Like, I wonder if again, we're talking about people winning and losing clean versus not clean, right? It feels like the only way that AJ could lose this match was because of an interference. Yes. Okay. Did I skipped it or something? Okay. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. So it feels like the only way that this would have worked is to make sure that AJ didn't get pinned cleanly. Because then that's like, okay, he doesn't get another shot at this. Now he's got beef with El Grande Americano.
Exactly. Like, and I like the finish to this match because Dom's been talking to El Grande Americano for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
More it feels that. Like.
Yeah, but yeah.
But yeah, the last 2 weeks been talking to him, and it felt like, okay, it makes sense why he was talking to him. Dom's always planning ahead, and that irks Finn because Finn is supposed to be the guy who makes the plans ahead and is the real leader of the Judgment Day. Yes. But if Dom's pulling this shit, he could be considered the leader of the Judgment Day. And that's where the story is to me.
Well, and why is he only getting El Grande to help him and not to help all of Judgment Day?
See, Sarah, these are the questions we need to be asking.
Yeah.
Because you could say, oh, I'm just having El Grande help me with Judgment Day business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and this is the thing too. Like, I get, like, going back to Fernando's comment, I totally understand. It's valid that people are upset about AJ, but I think this leaves the door open for AJ to go against Dom again if they want to, because he could be like, hey, I didn't lose fairly. Somebody interfered to make sure that I lost. So whether that happens soon or it doesn't, I don't know. But at least this is like, okay, he has a clause, to be like, hey, I deserve another IC title shot. Like I said, I don't think that Dom is going to be, assuming he's going to be 2-belt Dom, I don't think he'll be 2-belt Dom for too long. It'll be like 2 weeks or something. And it's like, okay, like, we got it. It's in the record books. You're good. I also thought it was funny. I don't know if it was if Grande was wearing it, but did you notice that his singlet got lower, like, so you could see his abs?
Did you really? I didn't. Yeah. I missed that.
I don't know if he was wearing that one on Raw, but there was one segment. It was the one where he was in the back, like, last week, and it was like the straps came down to, like, all the way down here, so you could, like, see some of his abs. I thought that was hilarious.
That's a fucking comedy.
I was like, I get it, Ludwig. I get it. Moving on to Lyra, who's been kind of MIA since not winning the women's IC title against Becky, dealing with whatever's going on with Bayley. She popped up again in the back, being her quirky little self. And she got into it a little bit with Roxanne and Raquel, and then let Adam Pearce know, hey, by the way, I want to get back in the ring, and I want to get back in the ring next week, and I want to match with one of them. I don't care who it is. I kind of hope that it's Roxanne, because they're both little teeny tiny ladies, and I think that could be a really good match. However, Raquel is absolutely killing it, so I'm not going to get mad. But I am excited to see Lyra back in the ring, because I think that the program with Becky really, like, propelled her into a new stratosphere for the women's division. And so it's, like, unfortunate that whatever they're trying to do with Becky now obviously does not involve Lyra, which we thought was going to be Endgame. But I think we want to see her on TV again, like, get her reacquainted with the crowd again, like, get people behind her. And I think her going against somebody in Judgment Day is definitely going to help that.
It is.
I'm
sorry. Like, I don't have much to add with this. Like, I just like to consistently see Roxanne on my TV each week. And at this point, it's all building towards an eventual Liv return. And then we will see Liv feud with Roxanne in some way, shape, or form. I don't think that they're going to be buddy. And if they are, it won't be lasting long. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, who lost Liv Morgan's tag team championship?
Yeah. Roxanne. You know what I find interesting? And I don't know if we talked about it. I don't think we did. I think I talked about it with my sister. But when we were when Roxanne first got brought into the Judgment Day, even, before Liv left and then after Liv left, it seemed like they were definitely trying to go in some sort of direction of Roxanne going after Dom. I really like how they've backed off that. almost 100%. We don't really see
because it's not
this
needed.
like I know, but I'm glad that they kind of figured that out sooner rather than later, you know, because they could have continued to go for it and it just wouldn't. I don't think people were going to be into it because we already saw that storyline. So it's like, we don't need to see it again. But I'm glad that they did that because I think that Roxanne is good enough on her own that like she doesn't need to be doing that. And again, I want to see Dom and Liv continue. So we don't need to deal with Roxanne getting in the middle of that and then having to deal with that again, you know? Also, I'm seeing a lot more people get on board with the Judgment Day theme. And guys, I need you to get on board with the Judgment Day theme because it's a banger.
We're about to put the brains on them.
It's so good. It's so good, especially with Raquel and Roxanne.
And especially
fits their vibe.
Yeah, when they do the look.
Yeah, oh my god.
They do like they have a shot. There's a camera shot where it has Roxanne doing the turn like into the hey, what's up? Like, oh, I'm Little Miss Innocent, but don't fuck with me. Yeah. And then Raquel, I wish I had glasses here, but she's got the half like here. So and good. Just looking mean mugging. Oh, put it on a poster. Put it on a poster.
I know that we've said this a million times, but I just get reminded like every single week that we see Raquel on TV. I am so happy for her that she's like at this point, you know, like getting recognized by wrestling fans for just how good she is right now. And you can just feel the confidence from her that was not there before. Like if you look at when she first returned, and like I guess officially joined Judgment Day, and people were like, what the fuck is this? Like if you look at how she was carrying herself, you could tell that she was, at least from an outsider's perspective, I had no idea what she was thinking in her head, obviously, but she didn't feel like come off as she was as comfortable or like, I don't know, embracing everything in that moment. And if you see her now, it's like she is Judgment Day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It felt like at that time she was not comfortable in her own shoes. And thank God for Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes.
Yeah, he's 100% wrong on his Becky take recently, but his.
You know what? You don't hit.
His Raquel. Yeah, I mean, you know, he hits sometimes. He does good, but this, he definitely did great with whatever. I agree with Richard. He says that the Judgment Day theme is underrated, or people just hate it because it's not better than Alter Bridge. Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Goated. That song will forever. If you believe,
like that's a banger. But like, you know, I do think that fit that era of Judgment Day, but I think this era of Judgment Day fits their new theme. Like I hated it at first, but I like it now. I like it now completely. It's because they fit into it. They like molded themselves to fit that, you know?
Yes.
Moving on, speaking of my queen, Becky Lynch. Oh my God. First of all.
Yeah, that was, I'm gonna let you go off on that.
Goated. Absolutely goated. Becky coming out to Seth's theme. I can't imagine how excited that probably was. Exciting that probably was for her. Okay. Because like, come on. And
she crushed the mannerisms and everything, and then when she hit the like that, iconic. It was great.
I also really love seeing segments like this with a man and a woman trading words that both of whom can talk on the mic. It's something that we don't get to see a lot because there is no intergender wrestling. And a lot of the time, you know, they don't really do love stories anymore in WWE. And they don't really pair real life couples together that much anymore because a lot of people don't really want. Well, yeah, and you don't really want to see it necessarily, you know. But this was killer. Absolutely killer. And it makes sense because obviously Becky got involved in the finish of the match at Clash in Paris. So it made sense for her to then come and be like, you know what, I'm going to talk some shit to you, Philly Phil. And I don't know. I was so into this. I feel like some of the mixed reactions that people had to this and like saying that Becky's corny, that she's not that good, that she's so overrated, whatever the fuck everyone is saying. I'm just like, did we watch the same thing?
Do you think it's because of the line of I had to hear them chant your name during my matches? Like it felt like it was reached because that's what I've heard. I disagree with what I heard about that, but because it makes sense, but it is all-time petty. It is all-time petty if that's the route
I think that was.
But that's
I'm
perfect
sure
for
that.
who the character is.
Well, yeah, because they're kind of trying to make her into somewhat of what they say is like a chicken shit heel. Like they're kind of trying to make her into like a female dom, kind of, where it's like she talks a big game, but then she might run away or she's going to say this.
That's
like
the point,
she still gets those funny one-liners in about my hot husband and he's jacked and you're not. Like she still has that.
You're
like,
delusional.
Yeah, or like your balls sweat, like whatever she said. Like it's like she's serious, but she's not. But obviously, the root of the reason that she doesn't like Punk is going to be because her husband hates Punk. So it's like, yeah, she's gonna have the same feelings because she's married to the man. I don't know. I thought they both did a really good job at this. I love that Punk also gave credit to Becky in this because I think that him just trying to put her down as if she's absolutely nothing wouldn't have been the right move.
Wouldn't have worked.
It's not acknowledging just how impactful she has been for professional wrestling, but especially for women in professional wrestling. So I like that they did not do that. Because like saying it's a Punk, whatever. People have been saying that's a Punk forever. He's been saying he's the best of the world forever, and people are like, "You're not that good." Like it's not hurting him.
No, it's not.
But I don't know. I'm excited about this. And how did you feel about this moment?
I fucking love this segment. I love this. I thought this segment was one of the best. It was killer. Best segment on Raw. I like the fact that we didn't get Seth and Punk right away, and we didn't get the standard, oh, he's out front, waiting for you and all that. Like,
or Seth like sneaking up on him or
something.
And
I liked how it didn't end in an attack. I really like how it ended the way it did, with Becky going on about Seth is having to hear Seth go on and on about how much he hates CM Punk. And then I really did. You brought up where he talks about the good that she's done. And then Seth disappears like, hey, man, dude, I've been looking for you all night. Where you been? Where you been? Like, that adds another element to it. And I really did like the ending when Becky is just telling Punk off.
Yeah.
You're
disgusting. You're disgusting. You're sweat. Didn't she say something about ball sweat too?
Oh, no. She said, get your sweat off me. I just felt you disgust like that.
Disgusting.
But she's slapping him and hitting him beforehand. Like, you're not going to do anything. You're not going to do anything. And then he's leaving. You'll never be champion. Like, that takes it to another level. Like, that adds more fuel to the fire.
Well, and it's one of those things that it's like people might not like it that Becky's involved, but it's like I don't think that they're understanding that the reason why this is such a good moment is because Punk will not do anything.
He's not
because it's like I'm not going to put my hands on a woman. You're just fighting your husband's battle. You don't really have anything to do with this. You're just here as a distraction or whatever. And it's like he was livid. Because he's like, oh my God, I just want to punch you in the face so bad. But like, you're a woman. I'm not going to do that. And it's like, that makes it so much better for both of them. That's why people are hating on Becky because it's like, oh my God, you were doing the like, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you, And it's like, it's the most irritating thing because you can't do anything about it. Like, that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I want to get to the comments before we move on to the obvious next thing that everyone is mentioning. Let's see. Yes, Fernando, we're going to talk about it. Oh, goodness. So you think we get pay-per-view sets going forward since we got one at Clash? So at WrestlePalooza, we'll have something. I'm assuming they'll probably do something at WrestlePalooza, but I'm not anticipating it to be anything over the top. However, because it is the debut on ESPN, I would not be surprised if they put more effort into it because they assume so many more people are going to view it because it's on ESPN.
I think they are.
Yeah.
You're going to have way more people view it.
Do I want to see Punk versus Becky one-on-one? No. Nah. There's not really any intergender matches that I'm like, oh my God, I want to see that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that there's anything that I really care about in that way. Like, not because I'm like anti-intergender matches.
No,
but
just
like
you don't have a
if we keep seeing anything between Becky and Punk, is there a moment that I might want to see that? Sure. But like at this point, I don't I don't care. You know, like I'm much more interested in Punk Seth now than I was a month ago. A month ago, I was like, I don't want to see this shit again. And if we're gonna get it, then I'm more interested now.
I watched Alec Price versus Megan Bain at Limitless, and that was a fantastic match. So the fact that you can have intergender, just because it's intergender does not mean it's automatically going to be a squash. Like they can put on big matches. However, it's just WWE is not the place that you're going to see that right now.
Yeah. Richard says Gunther versus Rhea moves him. I mean, I didn't think about that. Do I want to do we want to see the return of the mixed match challenge? I actually thought that was fun.
I want them to bring back the mixed match challenge.
Yeah,
if you're going to have any, like, that's the place to bring back or bring the real couples into it. And you do it for charity or you do it for a live show for the holidays. Like, just like a fun show where it means literally nothing except entertainment. That's where I would like to see it. I don't want them to do a mixed match challenge and have it be for like the crown jewel.
Yeah.
Royal couple or something. Like, I don't want that.
Yeah. Team Little Big. Yeah, that was fun.
Team Little Big was cool.
Yeah.
Team Little, they were cool.
Also, I was like, remember Small and Tall? I like that too. That was women's team, but still. Anyway, everybody's talking about AJ Lee. Everybody was talking about AJ Lee. I mean, even immediately after Raw, right? They were talking about AJ. Because Punk hinted, like, hey, you're gonna regret, or Seth's gonna regret putting his hands on me, or whatever. You know, Seth's gonna regret this, and Becky, you're gonna regret putting your hands on me. Then we find out, or we remember, SmackDown's in Chicago. Punk basically says he's going to be there. It's down the road from his house. So it makes you think AJ's going to be there. Then the dirt sheets are saying they want AJ Lee for WrestlePalooza. And it's happening. That's the current word on the street. That, R-Truth and Carmella was very fun. That is one of my... R-Truth and Carmella, incredible. So basically right now, what we're hearing is AJ will be at SmackDown. If not, she will be at WrestlePalooza. That is the current word on the street. I'm not saying it's set in stone. However, they are trying to battle with, is it All In or All Out?
It's All Out.
All Out. It's the ESPN debut. Bringing AJ Lee back after being gone for 10 years. I mean, the story writes itself. So it feels like it's inevitable at this point. If you ask my opinion, I do not want AJ Lee back on SmackDown. And here's why. I don't think we've seen enough. So this is the thing. Nothing so far over the past 10 years has been enough to get AJ to come out of retirement, right? Not anything that happened in WWE. Nothing about Punk in AEW. Nothing. Like, she hasn't even done indies. She didn't do WoW. She did nothing. So I think based on what we saw with Becky and Punk on Raw, to me, that's not enough to get her to be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to show up on SmackDown and I'll be in a match. Like, I want to see like one more week of Raw or something. I want to see more between Becky and Punk before we see AJ. I might be in the minority, but I just feel like I'm not convinced that what we just saw is enough for AJ to turn her mind around after, swearing off wrestling for the last 10 years. Like, we've seen other wrestlers do a hell of a lot worse to Punk over the past like nearly 2 years, and nothing had her even make an appearance. Not even be
Drew McIntyre.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, mentioning AJ multiple times. Like, there's been nothing, and we're saying, because he got slapped a little bit by Becky, all of a sudden now she's gonna come out. Like, I don't know. I think it's too soon. It feels too obvious. But as I think some people in the chat have said, it's kind of a dangerous territory for them to be in, because they really have set the scene to make it seem like AJ's going to be there on SmackDown. They're in Chicago. Listen to what Punk said. Look at what just happened with Becky. So it's like they're really going to have to figure out if it's a smart idea to have her show up that quickly or to not have her show up. Like, are you willing to swallow the absolute
you can't
brigade that's going to come after you?
I have a proposition, Sarah. I'm going to do a little nonsense fantasy booking here. Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay, so what they should do is absolutely have Punk come out in Chicago. I don't care if he goes a half hour on SmackDown, to be honest. And you build up this match. You know, we already saw Punk and Rhea interacting, okay? You could throw another swerve in there. I don't care. Pick your poison. Build that all the way to WrestlePalooza. Like, build it all the way to the point where you think it's going to be Rhea Ripley or Bayley, whatever, taking on Becky and Seth.
Didn't I tell you this? Did I share you this theory with you?
I just thought of this right now.
Oh, okay. This is something that I was just talking about yesterday, so that's why I didn't
And
know if I
then
had already told you.
At WrestlePalooza or the night, whatever, it's not Rhea or Bayley. It is actually AJ Lee.
Mm-hmm.
And it can either be a backstage takeout or it can just be something else. Like, oh, I was never going to pick Rhea. Like something like that where you swerve the fans the entire time into thinking one thing and then no, it's actually what you want.
So because they just they have to be careful with that, just because if you're going to build it up and make people think that it's AJ Lee and then it ends up being somebody else, the fans can turn on them. However, I do think that it's safer for it to be Rhea, because I don't really she's in the territory right now that makes it feel like there's nothing that she could do wrong to get people to turn on her. But I think a way that you could kind of go about it that would make sure that doesn't happen is Punk maybe get to the point of saying like, oh, I'm going to have this person come and help me. And it's Rhea that comes out, but maybe Punk is like, I didn't ask you to do this. You know what I mean? Like kind of being standoffish to make it be like, oh, wait, he hasn't said who he asked for help. So it's like Rhea's just stepping in because I'm sick of you. I'm sick of listening to you, Becky.
Like, just
blah, 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 blah.
Becky. Yeah.
But then we're still kind of like, wait, we never heard who Punk asked. And Punk isn't necessarily being like, Rhea, I don't want you. But maybe like by the time WrestlePalooza comes, it's Rhea's music and maybe her music starts. And then we hear it, let's light it up. You know what I mean?
Can you, like, I want the loudest pop in the world for when Let's Light It Up.
I think that that's what she deserves, though. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if we're going to have an AJ Lee return, it needs to be in a way similar to how they brought Punk back. Not that everyone doesn't know, like backstage or whatever, or it's this like big secret that they haven't hinted at. But I do think that they can't just have her come out on a random SmackDown where we already think it's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Like, I feel like it'd be bullshit.
I think that if she's not, is that what you said?
No, if they just do it at a random SmackDown, like I get it's in Chicago, but like that's not her hometown.
And the thing is too, is like they're running into that issue about like, would they rather promote AJ on the card before WrestlePalooza, or do they want to leave that mystery up there and hope that people buy tickets or
like
buy? You know what I mean? Like, it's going to depend on what they want to do, because I think that the mystery of it can also pay off as long as they actually have her show up.
Well, you got to write it well. It's got to be written
if you just try to manipulate people into going or watching the show and then AJ doesn't turn up, like that's fucked. It's not something that they wouldn't do. They totally would. But I think that there are better ways to have her come back to WWE. And it's not, oh, they're in Chicago, they're on SmackDown, let's bring her back. It's like, no, it should be considered a big deal because it's been 10 years and she has not wrestled in that time, like
she was on heels.
Well, but that was a show. But I just mean like she literally hasn't wrestled anywhere else. She's sworn off wrestling and whatever. So I don't know. I think it should be a bigger deal. Definitely something worth paying attention to. I mean, there's going to be plenty of rumors to come out. I wouldn't necessarily believe everything that you read, because like, look at what happened with like Brock Lesnar. People didn't know about that, and other things that have happened over the past like couple months where we're like, hey, this was going to happen. It's not what happened. So I'm kind of like taking everything that you hear about AJ Lee like with a grain of salt. Like, listen to it, but like don't set your expectations too high. because I think it should be, like I said a million times, it should be considered a big deal if she comes out of retirement, especially because hasn't she said previously that if she was going to come out of retirement in wrestling, that she didn't want it to involve Punk? I
Yeah,
swear
you know
she
what?
said that. I'm not
She
hating on her.
definitely no,
I'm
no,
not
no,
hating.
no, but it's a that's funny. No, she did definitely say that, but here's the thing, love makes you do crazy things, Sarah,
Well, that's why
so
she left the company in the first place, with Punk.
exactly,
So,
and it's a
no, but
new
I was just
regime, like,
saying, like,
anything's
she has
possible.
said that, so it's like,
Yeah.
that should be in people's minds, because I still think that we need to see more for her to be convinced that it makes sense. Also, again, wouldn't it be more interesting if she returned in the middle of nowhere, Alabama, instead of Chicago? Like, wouldn't that be more fun if she popped up on Raw rather than popping up in Chicago where you think she's gonna, like, I would rather feel like see Punk be like, oh, I had to beg her, or like this wasn't easy for me. You know what I'm saying? Or like I couldn't stop her. Whatever. I don't know. I'm just not convinced that enough has been done to get her to like commit to this, Like listening to
I
everything that
think
she
it's
said over
just
the past
doubt.
10 years.
I think it's just doubt, like, it's that doubt as a wrestling fan, like, no way it's gonna happen, no
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
But
Well,
we're in an era of WWE and wrestling, period, where anything can happen
hell
any
froze
given day.
over. Remember?
Literally hell froze over.
Yeah.
Anything could
Um,
freaking happen.
yeah. So, anyway, then we got to see, the Bronsons versus Jey Uso and LA Knight. And this match was fine. I'm so glad that the Vision won, because I do think that it was actually bullshit that Bronson Reed lost to Roman Reigns, because fuck Roman Reigns. Okay. Fuck that motherfucker. By the way, dude has had three rights off of television this year and has had 5 matches. I just want to remind you. He's been written off TV 3 times, and he's only had 5 matches in the year of 2025. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Okay. But I would say the main takeaway from this is Jey Uso admitting to his better brother, Jimmy Uso, that he needs him, because Jimmy came out to help Jey. And it is now apparently, seemingly official, that the Usos are reuniting, and we are going to see the Usos versus the Bronsons at some point, if not at WrestlePalooza. The bad guy's asking, how do I feel? It's about time.
It's about damn time.
It's about time, okay? Because I've said this, Jey Uso didn't need that solo run. And I've always been a Jimmy girl. A lot of it is because I didn't really care about the Usos, but then once I watched Total Divas, I was like, I'm obsessed with Jimmy. He's hilarious. He's so funny. So I feel like Jimmy has always deserved better, and I felt awful that he just kind of got like thrown onto the back burner while Jey is busy winning like the IC title and the World Heavyweight title, and like Jimmy's doing nothing over on SmackDown. So if this is something that's going to allow us to see Jimmy on TV, I'm here for it. And I think that the Usos are one of the greatest tag teams of all time. So if I can see them in a tag team match or tag team matches moving forward, then I'm into it.
It feels like this was inevitable at this point.
Yeah.
We saw that Jey can have a singles push. It is great. Jimmy is going to probably go on paternity leave relatively soon anyways, in a few months.
She was only
in a few months.
Yeah.
So do a program for a few months with your brother and then ride off to fatherhood. I have no issue with it, and actually I'm very happy they're doing it.
Well, he also does have other children, by the way. Jimmy.
But isn't the first one with
It's
her?
the first one with them, but he has a daughter that's like a senior in high school. So I'm just saying he's not a first-time dad, is all I'm saying.
Not a first-time dad, but first time.
But is with Trinity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And at this stage of where we are in wrestling, hold on, let me reverse here because I just had another thought pop in that makes way more sense.
Okay.
Remember how we talked about how the Raw tag team division has been so meh?
Yeah.
Why don't you just put them together?
Mm-hmm.
There's the star power.
Immediately elevates them because of like their history as a tag team.
Are you going to be mad if you see the Usos versus the New Day again, though? But in these different iterations of both?
No, because we haven't seen that yet.
Exactly. That's why I'm excited.
Do I want to see Xavier Woods in his razor burn and ingrown hairs between his legs? No.
Yeah.
But
What's up with the tights, dude? Or trunk?
I don't know,
dude.
but I'm tired of it because that hamburger meat between his legs, that's all. No, brother, just put the pants back on. Some of us are just not meant to wear undies on TV. Okay. But yeah, this would be a totally new dynamic that, because have we seen that match 3 million times? Yes, but the Usos were always the bad guys, so I am interested to see what they can do. And it'll be interesting because they can go against Judgment Day also because they're the tag team champions. And we can maybe see some more formations of tag teams or something like that because of them reuniting. So I kind of Bad Guy says, do you think they'll both do the Yeet entrance? No, I can see them still doing separate ones, or they go back to their joint one, which was what Jimmy's or Jay's entrance
we're gonna
was.
see both. Yeah, it'll be. They'll do the down sense day one.
Yeah, they can do that instead, which I think is fine because you can still do the Yeet. It's just like, it's just with both of them.
Yeah, you can. It's the same song, Sarah.
No, I know, and I think that's what they should do because I feel for Jimmy having no reaction when he comes out. You know what I mean? Like, it's such a contrast to what happens with Jay. But I don't think that they can't just have both of them come out to it's just me, Oos. Like, no, it's two of you. There's not one. Yeah, so I think that they should definitely do that, and I think that's cool for Jimmy because we love Jimmy. Oh. Okay, there's a message from Troy. Is that?
Oh, yeah. Sarah, I forgot. I got a text.
Oh, okay.
From Troy.
Yeah.
Because if you have been following along, the NWF is not technically, we have shareholders. And Troy freaking Samskin, I don't even care for his last name. But him and the execs have taken over the Nonsense Wrestling Federation to make the NSN over on Twitch.tv the one-stop shop for all your nonsense sports.
Except on Raw. But yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we don't...
Nonsense is banned on Raw, apparently.
It is banned on Raw, but right now, because I was talking to Troy, he says that only PLEs are on the Nonsense Sports Network at the moment because we need to revamp our shows.
Oh.
He looked dead in the eye and said that. And if he was alluding to you, he wouldn't have looked me dead in the eye. And so there's a lot of reconstruction that is going to be done, and I'll answer any questions about that and ramble on Thursday's show, but we don't do that here, and Troy knows that. He still sent me a text message because we still have an important thing to mention. This is Raw. And actually, Sarah, this actually pertains to your show, Raw.
Okay.
So connection. So it makes sense. And I allowed it with Troy. Is that because of the fucked up situation that is the Money in the Bank, they stripped it off of Kevin Owens.
Oh my God.
Okay. He calls me. My phone is blowing up. He is bullshit. That he got the Money in the Bank taken away from him.
Is that a New England saying?
What?
He's bullshit. Like, meaning like he's pissed.
I think it might
be. My mom says it too. That's why I was asking, because I'm like,
it might be.
I don't think I've ever heard that anywhere, but my mom will be talking about somebody and be like, he was bullshit. Like,
yeah.
He was, and I was like, yeah, no, like, you get it. I'm just curious.
No, it might be. You're right. So he is. So Kevin Owens is bullshit. Because he does not have the Money in the Bank briefcase anymore. I try to calm him down. So I go to Troy and be like, what the fuck is going on? Then he texts me back that tonight on Raw, your show, the main event is going to be a Money in the Bank ladder match to hold a new winner.
Oh.
Because you now have both championships on your show. Which, yeah, I'll get to Thursday to talk about it in full.
Agreed, Fresh Fly.
Yeah, but you have both championships. What do you say? Well, maybe. I got to bring up with Troy. It might not be 2 cents.
Hey, I've been advocating for the Cruiserweight title to return. for years.
We might see some iteration of it with AAA. But anyways, back to what Troy is texting me and telling me that we're going to have a Money in the Bank ladder match to determine the new Money in the Bank winner.
Do we know it's participants?
The participants, 8 participants.
Oh,
Sarah.
wow. Jeez.
Yeah, you're going to like this one. We have LA Knight.
Yeah.
Finn Balor. Potentially could be Win Balor.
Say it again.
Finn Balor.
No.
Finn Balor.
Thank you.
Giovanni Vinci.
My love.
We pulled him from catering. I don't know where. You know what it is? Troy likes a hot guy.
Yeah, I mean, same.
Troy likes a hot guy.
Same.
So,
a mood.
Cody Rhodes,
Love
your
it.
WWE champion. Excuse me, NWF. Sorry, because you took my title. So now the NWF no. Yeah, whatever. He's champion and he's in the match. I don't know.
He wants to stop people from being able to cash in on him.
See, this is my thing. Is I think Troy is just really. What's the word you use for like when you're like super fanning?
Stan?
No, but like, it's like the super fans, like
groupie.
Yeah, there's another word for it. I can't think of it. But anyways, he's just like drooling over some of these guys. Next up is Roman Reigns.
Not my tribal chief.
Scott Hall. Because remember, all NWO members are now on
That's right.
Raw. I don't know.
That's right.
Where the fuck that happened. Seth freaking Rollins.
That's right.
And John Cena.
My God. Throw Gunther in there and my head would explode.
Well, here's the thing. Gunther is your champion. So one of those dudes is eventually going to cash in on Gunther.
That's rude.
And I now have to deal with angry Kevin Owens, who is on a nonsense wrestling show, hates every single nonsense character on there.
Me.
Like, that's, and then you get all like the stars.
Kevin Owens is me. Like, he just stupid shit. That's me.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I might need to talk to Troy and the execs about getting a draft going because this is bullshit. My show's getting poached.
I think he likes me.
He probably, like many of the peeps in the chat, are all about you. What about Pitts? What about friggin' Pitts? Anyways, that's what's going on tonight on the NWF version of Raw. Right now in the Reality 616 WWE, we have NXT happening at the moment. We get Dynamite tomorrow. We have No Nights Off Super Show. That's right, this Thursday. And football, Sarah, football
on Sunday.
Let's go, Patriots.
Patriots, Raiders.
God, I hope we kick their ass.
Let's go, McDaniel's revenge game. When they fired him while he was trick-or-treating with his children.
We can't. That's
and then they also put all that stuff saying that he had a Tom Brady jock strap and he would sniff it. I was like, we're taking this too far. We are taking this way too far.
That's what we call don't believe everything you read on the internet.
I know. They were like, yeah, he carried that around and would like smell it. I'm like, no, he did not.
God damn.
But also, if he did, do you blame him? Let's be real.
I would.
I can't smell, so I would.
Well, you know what? I'll smell for the both of us. How about that?
All right.
I'll tell you what it smells like.
That's good. I like it.
So we got that on Thursday. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell notifications so you know when to tune in and know when our next videos are posted. Check out us on TikTok. Videos posted there daily. Got one maybe there. Who knows? And then follow us on social media on our personal platforms. Sarah only has Twitter at Sarah Marsh XO, and I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Patty Pitts. So thank you guys for tuning in. God bless. Remember that you can do it. All you got to do is try. We'll see you Thursday.